Hi, this is Steve Siebold, and I'm here in San Diego today in the office of Brian Tracy International. And I'm here with Brian Tracy himself. Brian, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, Steve.
Yeah. Well, we're here to talk about the 7 biggest mistakes that business people make. And, of course, Brian is one of the most prolific authors in this business and has written, is it 55 books now,
Yes.
Brian? 55 books. So just one of the questions I had for you is, what are some of the biggest mistakes that people make in terms of adjusting to the current marketplace?
Well, the Management Institute did a study looking at the qualities what the top business people would need for the 21st century. And they concluded that flexibility was the most important of all. Is you'd have to be flexible because things are changing so fast. And the big mistake that business people are making today is they're not changing to the new realities. They're trying to keep doing it the way they were doing it before. So one of the things that we teach to help people become really, really flexible is ask them, is there anything that you're doing today that, knowing what you now know, you wouldn't start up again today? Any product, any service, any business process, any market, anything, anybody you wouldn't hire or promote or assign. Is there anything in your business that, knowing what you now know, you wouldn't do again today based on the current situation? And if the answer is no, how do you get out and how fast? And this takes a lot of courage and a lot of honesty for people to look and realize that things aren't working. The phone's not ringing. The product's not selling. The person's not doing the job. The customers are not responding. And so instead of doing it over and over, Abraham Maslow had that great line. He said, when the only tool you have is a hammer, the whole world looks like a nail.
Right.
And what he was saying is that if you only have a certain set of business skills or attitudes, then what you do is you keep hitting the world with those without realizing that you probably need to learn and do new things really fast. And a second technique, thinking technique that we teach is, imagine that your building burned to the ground, your business burned to the ground, and you arrived there and it was burned to the ground and all your staff was out in the parking lot. Everybody was safe, but your business was gone. And fortunately, there's space available across the street, so you could walk across the street and start your business again. If you could do this, I call this the walk across the street method. If you could do this and walk across the street, what new products and services, or what products and services would you want to get back produced right away? What customers would you want to get in touch with right away? In other words, what were the things that you would start doing again if you were starting over again? And that also opens your eyes and think, oh, geez, if I was starting over again, I'd drop the bottom 80% of my product line. Yes, because it's only contributing 10 or 20% of your revenues. But I can't do it because I have so much involvement now. But if your business burned down, you could. Then the second question you ask is, of all those people standing in the parking lot, which ones would you take with you? And which ones would you leave standing in the parking lot? And asking these questions, what would I do? Knowing what I now know, what would I not get into again? And if I'm starting my business again, what are the products and services I would keep and what would I leave? Those help you become flexible, and they help you adjust, adapt, respond. Charles Darwin said that the survival goal is not necessarily to the strongest or most intelligent, but to the organism most adaptable to change. And that's the most important thing today. And the reason why companies are failing is they're not adapting to change fast enough. One last point, Jack Welch was interviewed in Business Week, and he said, whatever changes you would make, if you had to do them to assure the survival of your business, do them now. Don't wait until it's too late.
That's fantastic. What are some of the new realities, you think, with the economy and with just everything changing, technology? What do you think are some of the new realities that a lot of people might be missing?
Well, the first new reality is that people have far less money. For the years, people have thought that we go through cycles in our economy and things go back to normal, like the weather, the cycles of the seasons. But no, we've gone through a cycle now, and things are completely different and will never be the same again. Today, people are saving more. Today, people are very focused on getting out of debt and building up cash reserves. Today, people are stopping the use of credit. They're cutting back and they're building their reserves. And so that's the first thing, is that people have less money and they're holding on to it, and they're going to spend it more carefully, especially older people, over the age of 50, because they're looking at a 20 or 30-year retirement and no money. So these affluent buyers that were spending all of this stuff, they're going to pull back. So as a result of this, customers have 3 things. First of all, there's more sellers than buyers today. There's more people selling whatever you're selling. The competition is fiercer than it's ever been, and it's going to become fiercer because there's fewer and fewer people to buy what more and more companies are trying to sell. And therefore, if you want to be successful in today's market, you have to be really, really good in satisfying customers. Second thing is selling is more complex today. We talked a little while ago about offering things, free samples, examples, presentations, all kinds of things that you give people at no charge so that they can get a sense for whether or not they want to buy your product or service. And the fact is, hundreds of thousands and millions of people are doing this now. And you can get fabulous stuff at a very low price. Look at an iPod app for $1.99 that enables you to access all the restaurants in the world. I mean, it's beyond imagination.
Yeah.
So people say, well, I don't want to give stuff away free. Well, good. Then close your doors, turn off your lights, go home, and
go get a job, right?
Go get a job. And there aren't any jobs left.
Yeah, that's right, by the way.
By the way. The third thing is that customers are more demanding. And they're demanding, and the reason is because they can be. It's because the bar is being raised. And if you don't raise your bar, your competitors will raise their bar. Sometimes I ask my executives, I say, who sets your prices, by the way, in this company? We do. Who determines your profit margins? We do. Who determines your market share? We do. And I say, no, you don't. Your competitors determine all that. Your competitors determine how much you can charge and how much you will sell and how many resales you'll have and how much market share you'll have. Everything is your competitors. And so you have to do everything like watching for your competitor all the time because your competitor is out there and has one goal in life, and that's to put you out of business.
That's fantastic. Objective reality as seen through the eyes of the great Brian Tracy. Fantastic stuff, Brian. You got to join us next time. Brian's going to talk about more of the biggest mistakes that business people make. Great stuff. Come back and see us next time, guys.